Be on camera. That's all.
Critic gonna always be a critic. Critique these fucking nuts, ho. She said you ugly, nigga. Duh, I already know. Cause I'm ugly on the beat, like your ugly ass feet. And she ugly in the streets, but I'm ugly like a creep, though. Guess I am a weirdo, yeah. Blasting through your stereos. 6 projects in 2 years, and they all knocking you some knowledge. 6 projects in 2 years, and they all bumping you through college. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers ain't seeing me, cause the spaceship bigger than a mob. Y'all motherfuckers ain't seeing me, and they still ain't fucking with the weirdo. Space style, out of here. Talking out of space, we out
Wow. Okay, there we go. That feedback is crazy. What's good, y'all? Yours truly here, DJ Knots, tapping in for another dynamic edition of Pause for Applause podcast. We appreciate you all being here on this beautiful Tuesday here in the city of Atlanta. Alongside my partner in crime, the one and only.
It's Will, y'all. Will the Thrill, professional shit talk extraordinaire, love of the people, the culture, and everything about it. Yep. What up, blood?
What up, bro?
Chilling, man.
How you feeling?
You know what I mean? Getting fantastic Aries season about to come to an end. Thank God. Because y'all insufferable.
Whoa.
No, I'm just playing.
I'm about to say.
Happy birthday, Toya.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your birthday today?
No, my birthday. Celebrated all
month long.
My birthday today.
Is it for real?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, bro.
Hey,
10 minutes.
Gonna come work with you, man?
You just said it. Birthday, man. Well, shoot. Let's get right to it then.
Damn.
And it's,
you and my
Surrounded by y'all.
well, no, you technically a Taurus
I'm
now.
a Taurus.
Yeah.
Thank
And
goodness.
so obviously y'all can see. So
I got some residue.
you know you got a show going?
No, there ain't no Aries residue on me.
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy.
No.
Get it off my shoulders.
As y'all can see, Mr. Picking and Choosing Will is back in the building. Thanks for being here, brother.
We're just being here, man. You know, AKA Mr. Moore Writer, AKA Opinion Phobia. You know what I'm saying? AKA
Goodbye.
Bye to it.
I'm me.
Mr. Moore, right? I meant to ask you about that. Where did that come from?
Well, all my name. Oh, I got 2 more nicknames now. Now I'm also the Boogeyman, and I'm also Freddy Krueger.
Damn, both?
Explain.
I didn't give myself any of these names, by the way.
It sounds like something Sid would do. Shout out to Sid.
Yeah. Said gave me the Freddy Krueger and the Boogeyman. I'm not sure if he gave me both of those or not, but my man Gotti called me Mr. Moore Writer because he said that. Well, hold on. So obviously my real name is Will, but on Instagram I go by Picking and Choosing.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because people pick and choose all the time. You know what I'm saying? They depending on whatever narrative, whatever point I try to make, they pick and choose which angle they want to take to try to be right. Right. So if I'm for the Black community, they're gonna find a reason why that's not good. If I'm not for the Black community, they're gonna find a reason why I should be. Right. They always want to take the opposing view when I'm making a strong point. See, if I'm not making no strong point, they'll rock with it. Because most people are losers, and it's easy to take the loser route. Right. The loser route is most traveled. The winner route is very few people on that trajectory. So
that's a fact.
When people go against me, I'm like, you do realize there's a strong possibility you're a loser.
Yo.
Anyway.
Tell us somebody that is so we clear.
That's what birthed opinion phobia.
Okay.
Right? So I have an opinion. I have a very strong opinion. And people want to shame me for having an opinion. Right. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't have a fear of having an opinion, but you want me to. Right. They'll say, oh, you're misogynistic. Oh, you're homophobic or whatever. I'm like, nah, I'm not scared of gay people. I may not like the lifestyle, but I don't have a problem with the people.
Right.
Right. Do your thing. So I have no fear of having an opinion, although it's not popular to have an opinion these days. It is popular unless you go against the machine. You're going against the machine, then something's wrong with you.
Yeah.
So anyways, I've been rocking out with those 2 tags, Picking and Choosing and Opinion Phobia. And then my man Gotti told me, he said, bro, I figured it out. I said, what's that? He said, people not mad at you for being right. They want you to be more writer.
They want you to be more writer.
Because it's always like, yo, it's your tone, it's your delivery. It's not your message. They'll say that all the time. It's not that I disagree with what you're saying. Okay, so that means I'm right. if you're not disagreeing with what I'm saying,
Right.
that means you think I'm right. But I'm still wrong somehow.
Oh, so that's why it's more writer.
More writer.
I got
right.
you.
They want you to be more right.
I got you.
It's not good enough that you're right. You got to be more right.
They want you to be their kind of right and deliver it the way they want it.
So
I see what you're saying.
Birthed the name Mr. More Writer.
I got it. Okay, I thought you were saying we could both be right, but I'm still gonna be right.
Oh hell, no. I don't agree to disagree.
It's either right or wrong. That's it.
One of us is right and one of us is wrong.
No, I agree.
We're gonna have to cross this lake, this ocean, this river.
Ain't no gray.
Yeah, ain't no gray.
So in that case, can two things be true?
It depends.
Oh, damn it. I was trying to get you to
on super important things, pretty much no. On trivial things, yeah. I mean, you can like blue and you can like red. Is it wrong to like blue? No. Is it wrong to like red? No. You can like blue on Monday and like red on Tuesday.
I prefer, me personally, one of us is going to win, one of us is going to lose. Somebody coming in second place. So when I feel like when you allow people to say, oh, two things could be true, well, how we know who's really right then? You know what I'm saying? What's more true? I guess that would be
picking and choosing.
That's all I'm saying.
They pick and choose. Right?
That's all I'm saying.
Because it can't be sweet and salty. It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah.
You're right.
You can make something sweet and salty, but that's because you put something sweet in it and you put something salty in it.
Right.
Can you put one ingredient in it and it be sweet and salty?
Probably not.
Okay.
You can't do that.
No, you got to pick.
Probably not.
Hey.
But if you put two ingredients in there, you can be, two things can be right. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, it's salty. Yeah, it's spicy. Yeah, it's sweet. That can be because you put spice in it and you put sweet in it.
All right, I'm not winning this one. I'm gonna let it go because I really be trying to make it make sense. But anyway, now you just reminded me. Remember another friend of ours, Stack. His handle is Stacking Over. He's real into politics and things like that. And you reminded me of what you said, how people describe you and saying they don't like your delivery. Well, Stack was recently on here. We got into politics and talking about, I almost said Bush, talking about Trump and why he thinks, black people need to stop just automatically giving our vote to the Democratic Party. Right. And it was just like, you reminded me when you said that because people were getting on him to this day.
One more term.
Oh, Lord.
One term.
Hey, that's how you really gets the people going.
I said, I'm going to go to Costco and I'm going to just stand in front of the line.
Oh, God.
People walking and yelling out, just one more term. One more term.
Don't even say what you're talking about.
They don't know what I'm talking about.
They like that guy.
They ain't gonna know.
Put him in the front of the line.
Make sure.
But no, like I said, his argument was about how for decades, and we got deep into it. Like we had people going crazy in the comments. They was like, "Yo, nah, fuck him, get him off the show." And it was just like, "Yo, I know this man personally." You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't get tied into it. Like when I have discussions with you and discussions with Stack and people like that, because I know if you're really trying to listen and hear somebody, you can't get emotional. It's like when you start attacking people and take a look. Yeah, yes.
Shots fired.
Yeah, that's definitely shots.
Wait. I would like you to finish, but you used the word that what people say triggered, right?
I love that one.
Triggered me. So
that's the one.
You said attack people.
Yeah.
Man, I guess we can address that after your point.
Let's give a little more background because we just kind of got right into it, man. So you run I won't say a daily show or live. That's not daily no more, right? Mm-hmm. Well, a frequently weekly, multiple times a week. Impulsive. That's what you do?
There you go. It's all on impulse. Like, hey, we'll go live right now.
Okay.
There ain't no structure to it at all.
Ain't no schedule.
No.
It's like 4 a.m. Like, damn, they still live.
But now I am because I'm moving to YouTube now.
Okay. So we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, wait, don't finish your point, then I'll bring it up.
Oh, no, I was going to go back to that. But you know what? You're right. Let me stay on topic. So the whole point of him choosing how to interact with people, right? It triggers them. You know what I'm saying? And I was going to say with your lives, when you have some heated debates, people will hear your tone and that delivery, and they'll be like, nah, you trying to say something about me. You know what I mean? They'll be in their feelings like, yo, you trying to do subliminal or very subtle shots. And that's why I say the attack comes across that way. I hear it. I hear it, bro. I do.
What kind of?
I do.
Do you have hearing aids?
Oh no, I don't need a hearing aid. My hearing is perfect.
No, I'm not saying your hearing is not perfect.
Yeah.
It makes me think there's something altering what's being heard. That's why I asked if you had a hearing aid, right? Because maybe some sonic waves or something may be interfering with it, because I don't know how you can hear an attack. What I do, sir, if you pay attention, which you do and you don't.
Yep.
You do and you don't. Because I've been like, no, how'd you hear that? But what I do is I listen to people. Contrary to what people believe, I listen to people. And I formulate questions based on what they say. How can it be an attack?
Let me give you an example, if I may. Say we're talking about dating, right? And you got men on there, your hands and all of that, and you're trying to get a point across to them.
Do they know what a hand is?
Oh, no, they don't. We got to break down what a hand is real quick, please.
What can we say on this show?
I can say whatever you want.
Oh,
yeah.
So a hand is a hoe ass nigga. And you know what? I thought I was the originator of that.
Yeah.
I found out I'm not the originator of that. My man, what's the dude leave the door open? Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak. I would say the dude.
Yeah.
Anderson .Paak got a song called H.A.N.
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that either.
And it's called hoe ass niggas.
So what's the what makes the whole ass nigga?
A multitude of things. I mean, you first of all, you ain't a man.
Okay.
So, a man is a lover, a leader, a provider, and protector. That's a whole nother topic right there.
Bring your mic a little bit closer.
And if you don't have the tenets that what makes you a man, you are
You're on the way to being a hoe.
probably a hoe ass nigga. You don't have to be a hoe ass nigga, but you're probably a hoe ass.
Strong possibility.
Yeah, strong possibility. But no, so I ask people questions based on what they say. And then they'll try to weasel out of because what I'm doing is I put people in boxes intentionally, but I don't put people in boxes to start a conflict. Like, nah, if me and you talking, we talking about whatever, right? I don't care what it is. Is it best that we talk in a linear fashion where we're trying to get from point A to point B, or is it best that we talk like a bowl of spaghetti?
Oh, definitely linear.
Okay, so linear has some structure, right? There's a curb on the left, like if you're driving down the road. There's a curb on the right. There's a yellow line in the middle. If it's a 2-lane street, I mean, direction, the road goes both ways. If it's a one-way street, there's going to be a series of white dotted lines or broken up lines, right, to create lanes. If it's just a 1-lane road going north, it's going to be a curve to the right, a curve to the left. You go too far to the right, you're going to hit the curve.
Right again.
Too far to the left, you're going to hit the curve. And do we drive backwards?
Not for long.
So therefore, you have 3 walls of the box right there. If you don't lie, no one will put a roadblock. So when they start to say things that don't sound kind of too truthful, right? That's when there's a roadblock. Now, you can't go backwards because we don't drive backwards. You can't go to the right because it's a curve. You can't go to the left because it's a curve. Now you got a roadblock in front of you. And then what I just did, I ice it to the cake. I just got to put a lid on the damn box, right? When I put a lid on the box,
Now
it's
we
over.
in there.
No, you're done. Once I put the lid, I say, just don't let me get to the lid. Sometimes there's a roadblock. And what happens? You wait a second. Roadblock clears up, you can proceed. Those are just a series of questions back and forth, right? And if it all makes sense, the roadblock will clear up. We're all going to run into a roadblock. You guys may ask me something, I may give an answer. You're like, well, that don't make sense. That's a roadblock. Why? It's not that I'm wrong, or maybe not that I even explained it wrong. You just don't understand. It doesn't matter why the roadblock exists. The roadblock is going to form if there's not constant flow where the communication makes sense. So when I talk to most people, the communication don't make sense. That don't mean they wrong. So what do? I ask a question or two. You should be able to clear up this roadblock. If you can't clear the roadblock up, chances are you might not be being truthful. And so then I'll start applying pressure.
What does that look like? Because now you're getting to where you're making my point now. I mean, you're starting to get there.
Because I like you, kind of, until the roadblock forms. Well, I don't care how fast or slow we're going, right? We're going at your pace. You're talking, I'm listening. Now you have a pen, notepad, I'm writing stuff down, taking notes. And I'm like, wait a minute. They'll come back to something. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. It's contradict the note that I wrote down.
Wait a minute.
I wrote the note. based on what they said, not
Right.
how I interpreted what they said. See, that's what you did earlier. You said, it sounds like you. Wait, that's an interpretation flaw.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a flaw. It's an interpretation.
I'm not saying about you.
No,
I'm
no.
talking about most people.
Yeah.
Most people have an interpretation flaw.
Mm.
And so what they fail to do is ask me some questions pertaining to that.
Mm.
They'll feel a particular way pertaining to that. And then they'll start to say what I'm trying to do.
Mm.
And I'm like, how can you tell me what my intent is?
When you know what it is. Yeah.
Why didn't you just ask me?
Mm.
Like, not say I'm trying to surprise you for your birthday, right?
Mm.
Shout out to me. It's my birthday.
Shout out.
Sure it is.
Indeed.
So say you my dog, I'm trying to surprise you. We throwing a surprise birthday party. Me and Will and the crew, we get together and we're gonna be sounding a little suspicious from time to time when we interact with you, right?
Right.
Like, you're asking me these weird, just out the front asking questions like, Will, you don't never inquire about stuff like this. And it's like, I'm up to something, right? So it's gonna, if unless you pick up on it, like, hey, they may be doing something, I don't want to ruin it. Let my curiosity just leave it be and I ask questions. But if it's something that sounds serious, you should ask questions. Hey, man, listen, I don't know what's going on, but you guys are asking me a lot of questions, or you guys are moving a little different. I ain't saying you're doing this, I ain't saying you're doing that. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just inquiring. Right. Then you're asking the right questions to get answers to your curiosity. Now, we may satisfy your curiosity or we may not satisfy your curiosity, but then that should beg another question or two. Or maybe it continues to beg questions until your curiosity has been satisfied, unless you're just slow. Most people are just slow. So it's like, they don't, first of all, they don't know what questions to ask. They can't. I do real well when I talk to people. I'm like, yo, don't give me no information that I don't ask for. I only want to know what I'm going to ask you. If I don't ask you, please don't volunteer. But what do people want to do? As soon as I ask them a question, they try to explain the answer that they're about to give you. And I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, well, I'm trying to explain to you so you don't. No, don't, dude. I'm not stupid, man. I can handle the answer. Just give me the answer. Right. So they give me the answer, if they give me an answer, and then I formulate a thought based on the answer they give or a question, but they don't ever answer my questions. So then it's like, then that's when I seem like an a-hole, right? Because I'm like, they're like, well, I'm trying to give you the answer. You just don't like the answer. I'm like, you didn't even answer my question. What are you talking about? You're trying to give me an answer I didn't ask for because you think the answer you have, or you think the response that you have should satisfy my question. What's 1 + 2?
3.
Okay. You gave an answer. Whether it's right or wrong, you gave an answer. Now, if I was to ask Knox or somebody like Knox, something similar, right? They may be like, well, because it's the reason why you, I'm like, bro, just the answer.
Yeah.
Just the answer. And that's why you be interpreting that and you think I'm being an a-hole. How am I an a-hole? I just explained to you what takes place and I was not being an a-hole. I told you why I put people in boxes. It helps keep the conversation structured, move in a linear fashion. But people don't want to do that. They want to play in a pot of spaghetti. And I don't got time to be, I'm like, dude, you want me to stay focused on what you're saying? I'm taking notes. Can you imagine you taking notes and the subject matter change in the middle of you taking notes?
Every day in 5 seconds.
Then how you going to tie your notes look stupid. Now you look dumb. Right? I tell people, I told this girl this a couple weeks ago. I said, if there was a stenographer recording this conversation, and then you went back and you read the transcript, but your name was not on your part when you were talking,
just throw it off.
Yeah, you'd be like, who the f is this? This person is stupid. We're like, that person is yo. And that's what it introduces lie. What a lie is, right?
Yeah.
Lie is a losing asshole. Right. Now ain't nobody got no songs called Lie.
Here you go. That's a trademark right now.
That's trademark picking it right now, right? And I don't have opinion phobia, so I don't mind saying it or shit. If you don't like it, you don't like it. People like, oh, don't use no profanity. I don't like using profanity, but I can't say a losing.
I'm working on it.
A losing old girl. No.
It don't hit the same.
She a losing ass.
It don't hit the same. But when people say, what I think they say, they don't need you to curse or use, expletive words like that, then it's really more of you're showing a limited vocabulary, so that's why I try not to. But sometimes you need to curse to get your point across. It just don't need to happen every other sentence. That's what I was trying to get people to understand. Like, use it sparingly, if at all. That's all. But let me finish my last point now. It's like certain words. Stupid people, dumb, and yes, like I understand they're being sensitive. I understand they're being emotional. But if you're trying to help someone or help them understand, and you say, well, stupid people will look at it this way, and then you go right back to the person. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm just saying people say stupid shit. That's how they say that's the subliminal part or the subtle insults that really start to turn people off. You know what I mean? So, but you know this already.
But I disagree.
Why is that?
Because if I say stupid people and I start talking to you, that's no correlation that you're a stupid person. Why are you internalizing that?
Because of the way you went from making that statement about stupid people. I understand what you're saying.
Kind of like when we talked about rich people, then I talked to you right after. Am I correlating that you're rich?
Right. I'm just saying.
I mean, what are we talking about? So what we? I mean, how am I guilty? Because your interpretation. You talking about me? No, I'm talking about you.
You broke it. No,
listen.
Nah, brokey. You talking
I will say it. Look, I ain't had my ass whipped by nobody, and maybe I will one day, right? But I don't foresee it being.
So they ain't gonna jump through the phone. I think I'm good.
Jump through the screen.
But the thing about it is, like, I don't even understand why people are getting so. Like, if I think something about you, I'm gonna tell you you dumb. I think you stupid. I'm not gonna be subliminal with it. I'm gonna be direct with it. I have no reason to call you stupid. I may say, hey, I think that's stupid. And sometimes when you say, I think that's stupid, people associate that with you calling them stupid.
Yeah,
but how is that my fault? Because you don't understand English.
I'm just saying where the scenario comes from, because I agree with you on that part. You know what I mean?
You should agree with me on everything.
Not everything. Let's not get out of control.
Sir, you do know my name, Mr. Miller. Keep going.
But all right, let's get. I just wanted to kind of set the table real quick on where we were with this type of stuff.
I'm curious to know about you switching over to YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's where we're going.
So first of all these platforms is trash as far as like the censorship. Right? We live in America. We're supposed to live in a country, home of the brave, land of the free.
All of that propaganda. Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. You got sex on TV. You got girls twerking. You can see breasts. BITCH. You can do, but it's like, but you can't say something that can be perceived as bullying. It's like, how can we determine intent behind words? Like, you can't say the GAY words in what they may perceive as a derogatory fashion. It's like, but they can say it. Listen, bro, I'm going to YouTube because I said I've talked to enough losers on Instagram where if I literally lost every follower today, like every single person following me, I wouldn't give a damn. I'm not helping
anybody. From the bottom.
Yeah, I'm not helping anybody on Instagram. First of all, I ain't helping nobody no matter what. Ain't nobody listening to me. This is almost like a therapeutic release for me. Right? It's like a therapeutic.
Clear out. Let me get my shit off.
It's like clearing out my sinuses, right? So I'm going over to YouTube, start fresh. Those who come over there, check me out, cool. But I said, at least I can monetize it and maybe get a little bit more creative with the content or the videos or whatever. Because you can't do anything on YouTube, right? I mean, on Instagram. It's just, it's just.
Oh, you can. They're going to take it down, though.
But I'm just being like with I don't know. I'm not that tech savvy anyway, but it's just YouTube has a little bit more functionality. And it's just a little bit better of a platform if you want to communicate to a large group of people. And Instagram ain't gonna let you get all that free advertising anyway with your followers. They don't even notify. Man, I'm shadow banned so bad, bro. I can go live, man. My lady sitting right next to me, and her phone won't even notify her. My phone won't even notify me on my other account. Bro, I can't. So I'm just like,
that's horrible.
It's terrible.
Because I thought it was a numbers thing, but because I get into the numbers and all that. Like if you got 10,000 or more followers, only 5% of your followers are going to see your posts. If you have less than that, I think it goes up to 7%. So if I have 5,000 followers, 7% of that 5,000 will see a post from me potentially.
Yeah.
But if you got 10,000 or more, it goes down to 5%.
I got 4,000, I think 4,500, something like that.
Yeah, so only 7% have the capability without you spending any money to see your posts.
That's really what it is. It's the money grab, like everything else.
It's horrible.
But YouTube, they want people to see it because it's advertising dollars over there, right? They're like, well,
they're trying to put you in that
you want to notify every damn body.
So people, that's why you hear every YouTuber say, hey, like and subscribe, because the more that you get in that algorithm, buddy.
Yeah, so we about to whore ourselves out for the YouTube algorithm.
Not whore ourselves out.
I mean,
we got to do it.
So it is what it is.
What it is, right? I mean, I'm starting to say, hey, man, like, subscribe, share.
Off the rip.
Turn your notifications on.
I feel weird saying it, don't it?
I feel like a whore saying it. I kid you. That's why I use the words whore myself out. I don't like asking people for something.
Yeah.
Hey, man, can you subscribe?
Yeah.
I think if you like it, you'll subscribe. But real talk, people won't.
Nope.
They won't.
Yeah.
It's the easiest, freest thing in the world, and they won't do it.
Yeah, I've been having that same argument for people on Instagram since MySpace. Like, just like it.
Whole ass niggas, man.
Nah, I don't want the nigga to know. What you do? You don't miss a show. What you talking about?
Oh, man.
I thought that's how you
like it, my mistake, take it back. Everybody done it. Don't y'all look at me crazy.
We all some whole ass niggas.
Taking somebody like back, man. Unless somebody pisses me off, I'm like, nah, I'm doing that. Yeah, that's the only time. Other than that, most of the time, I don't even watch people whole video. I'll just go like it. If they my people.
Yeah, that really be the thing. If those your folks, you just randomly run.
That's it.
Down the line.
But yeah, if you
don't do that, don't do that to women though.
Oh no.
Don't do what to women.
Hey, when they go down there and you like the whole thing, because off the rip, that means
you trying to put.
I had a rule when I was single, I would like nothing. Well, I'm definitely not gonna do it now that I'm in a relationship.
Right.
But when I was single, I wouldn't like anything of a woman. Nothing. Unless it was like something that's kid friendly. If it's kid friendly, like she's at her kid's graduation or something, she posts that, I might like that. But if it's anything where she's like
thirst trapping,
it don't even have to be thirst trapping. It just has to be something that highlights, accentuate her body to any capacity.
Yeah.
I'm not liking it.
Yeah.
And I think when dudes do, I think they the stupidest. Look, if you watch the Pause for Applause podcast and you are on Instagram or Facebook and you're liking stuff that women do, you a whole ass nigga. I'm sorry, your audience, your audience, because it's crazy to think that we blow these women's heads up and then we try to shame them for thinking a particular way about themselves. Well, if I go on Instagram and I see 5,000 likes on everything I post, why wouldn't I think I'm something?
Right.
And then for you to try to tell me I'm not something, you out your damn mind. I am this.
IG said I'm good.
Exactly. And who is the one on IG doing it? Unless it's AI bots liking all they posts.
Right.
It's people like us. Then we try to come back and try to reality check them. Don't reality check somebody who just got 5,000 likes.
Hey, bro.
My reality is on Instagram. That's all they choosing.
That's where they live at.
Let 5,000 women say something positive about me, and then a singular woman come try to tell me that what I think about that ain't true. Right. Feast your eyes. Feast your eyes.
It doesn't make sense though. It doesn't. But like you said, I remember when it was my strategy when I was really in the Instagram streets. I wouldn't holler anybody with like 80,000 followers. Nah, I ain't wasting my time with you. Yeah, I know if you never met in person, I'm not fighting through that in your DM and all of that. I'm not using my clever lines in the comments.
I'm wasting these balls.
Hey, your clever line is like a cobweb.
That's listen.
Every day I wear it.
Listen, and it like I said, it just doesn't hit. But that sweet spot for me was like 500 followers to like 3,000.
The lonely ones, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Yo, predatory. Online predatory. I'm looking for the lonely one.
No,
girl.
No, because a lot of times it'd be the ones like that. They deep into their profession.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're not on it like that. They don't live on
using
that.
Instagram just for recreation, and they mean that shit. You know what I'm saying?
They don't live on it.
And when they don't respond to you, it's because they didn't see it, because they didn't check their DMs.
Yep.
And then when they do check their DMs, they will see it because there's 8 messages in there.
Yep. That's it.
I mean, I get it. I understand.
Have you seen that message? I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't gonna lie. My bad.
This one is notorious for that.
I'm the worst. Bro, I refuse, bro.
Something for the show.
Oh, you see
on
the thing?
Sunday.
My bad, bro. What was it?
Let me see.
Not because it's not important to me. It's just like, what was it?
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
It's not as bad right now, but people look at it. So if you look at my DMs, right, there's a lot of stuff that I ain't checked, right? But some days it'd be like, before, when Instagram used to have the +9?
Yeah.
So they don't do that now. They do +4.
+4, right?
Yep.
So I don't know how many is in there anymore. But it used to be like the first 20 messages in my DMs would say +1.
Yeah.
And it ain't
Watch it
people.
on, Will.
It ain't people talking to me. It's just people sending me clips and stuff of all type of crazy stuff. Like, I hate you. I ain't popular, right? Anybody don't give a damn about me. Just a nigga with an opinion on the internet.
Yeah.
That's all I am.
Oh, that's popular. What you mean?
That's exactly what it is. Which brings me to my next question, though. You don't consider yourself a relationship, or how would you phrase it? Let me ask you that instead of I'm putting it on. When it comes to relationships, how would you, somebody who's never seen your show, how would you phrase that, what you do with your show?
Mr. Moore Writer. I'm right about everything that come out my mouth. If I talk about it, I'm right.
Just about the coverage.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we first met online, it was very much about
being right.
But specifically about relationships and women. And I think you weren't calling dudes hoe ass niggas back then. It was another term that
not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
We graduated.
Right. Yeah.
We graduated. We was in elementary school at first, and we liked everybody, right?
Yeah.
It ain't till you get to high school, you're like, this whole ass nigga.
Nah. So I didn't want to call you a relationship specialist or relationship
that's
expert.
what I did.
Okay.
That's what I did.
Cool.
I did date coaching, right? I used to help women, and people be like, what makes you qualify? And that's the stupidest damn question. I got an opinion, ho.
Yeah. I'm a man. And I date women. So
but it's like it's amazing to me, like who is qualified to talk about dating? Like, what person on planet Earth is qualified to talk about dating? Some people went to.
I got my master's in dating.
What's the university that teaches dating?
Hey man,
there's none.
My thought process is this: if there's no laws that you must adhere to, or code of ethics or code of conduct or whatever the case may be, right? Like lawyers have to pass the bar. Lawyers can. Doctors can get what's the lawsuit called again? I just lost my train of thought. Malpractice lawsuit, right? If you don't have stuff like that governing you, then it's a free fall.
Yeah.
Right? It's like consulting.
Right.
Whose method works? We don't know. We're gonna go with the person who sounds most convincing.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And it's usually the person who has the most experience that can formulate a thought around what they do and present it to you, and then you say, oh, that sounds good. I'm gonna buy that. I'm in sales. That's what I do for a living. I'm a career salesman. So I can talk to people and get them at least interested in whatever it is I'm cooking up. Now, will they buy it? Maybe, maybe not. But I tell women like this: if what I'm saying doesn't work, put me on blast. Have you ever heard anybody put me on blast?
Nah. Well, not in regards to that.
Right. Because if you do what I tell you to do, you're gonna get results. But the thing is, like, why am I so I used to do it online for the free ski. And then I, start being stupid, thinking, oh, man, if I help people one-on-one, I can make some money, you know what I'm saying? But then helping them one-on-one started to be real time consuming.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And I don't have a format to follow. So I wing every interaction, right? Because I'm not organized like that. So then I was like, well, my prices start going up. And I've had girls hire me and pay me and everything, but it was like small amounts, like $100, $150, $200, $250, and the price just kept going up. Then I pushed my price up to $1,000 because I was just like, it's not about the money. It's about time.
Yep.
I'm like, damn, did I really turn into a counselor? Now I'm listening to all the BS that's coming out these women's mouths. They lying. And I know they lying. And then I got to tell them, you a liar.
Or you got to do it the right way. Yeah.
Or you wrong.
How does that go over?
Well, they don't come back.
Okay.
It's real easy, right? That's why I tell, I got this post I put up, I said, coaching over therapy. I don't believe therapy works.
Man, we talked about this before too.
Yeah. I don't. I believe therapy is only, and if it does work, again, I don't believe it worked, and I'm Mr. Moore Writer, so I'm right. But I believe coaching is better than therapy. However, I'll give some credence to therapy. Like if therapy does work and is a real thing, I'll say, okay, therapy is for people who are below zero, right? You got ground zero,
right.
And then when you're broken, you're below ground zero,
right?
You might need some therapy to bring you back to ground zero. But at that point, therapy has to end and then people coach you from ground zero and above. Like when you're trying to achieve something in life, to succeed, when you're not trying to be made whole, right?
Right.
You're broken, people trying to piece you back together. They don't coach you back together. They take you through a traumatic process to get you
The healing part,
healed, right?
yeah.
So I would say, all right, if y'all want to say therapy right there, okay, good. But I still disagree. But it's like catch a person before they broken, and then you can coach them.
True.
Once they broken, you gotta go through some other kind of process. But therapy is still like a form of coaching, but the way they do it is real lame to me. Because
What do you mean the way they do it?
I talk to a lot of therapists.
Okay.
I've talked to therapists. I've dated some therapists.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And they stupid. And when no real talk. And then because they'll promote this, every therapist needs a therapist. What? If every therapist needs a therapist, I don't want you to be my therapist. You need a therapist too? Yeah, no. Give me your therapist. Why am I talking to you?
But even every therapist needs a therapist. It's always about different categories, though, bro. That's why
a money grab, bro.
I can see how it could go both ways. But
it's a money grab because you should always graduate somebody.
Right.
When the therapist ever say, "We're done.
You've been healed.
Graduated"?
No. A lot of therapists do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you. If the correct process, a conditional and successful process is I work you through a small time frame and it's limited. And then after that, okay, either we move on to something else, a different area. Maybe we go from personal to career now. We focusing on that. And we're getting therapy from that. That's still not coaching though. But
that's bullshit.
No, it's not, because once you fix or heal or create that foundation that you're talking about low zero, and you're at zero again, there's still things that's going to prevent somebody from getting coached up to a higher level. That's where the therapy comes in. Now, like you said, if it's just a clean slate and there's no mental or emotional damage, yeah, that's coaching. That's different. But you have to be able to provide a space for them to heal as they are coached as well. So that's when you said coaching is a type of therapy. I agree with that.
Well, I think we should just institute a pill. Everybody's broken. And let the pill heal like you do everything else, right? Let's close funnel scenes, right? You make a commercial about it. Hey, if you're broken, take this pill. You'll be good.
That damn that side effects list gonna be long.
You might catch mesothelioma, right? But no,
wait a minute. Oh.
No, like think about anger management. That's therapy, right?
Yes.
Or is it?
That's why I thought about it.
I know that's. But anger management is specific. They attack a thing and you graduate from it.
That's more counseling than therapy. But once again, it's in the same line, in the same lane.
This is why I say is fool's gold. This is a placebo effect.
If you're doing the work, it could definitely help. But so you've been in different types of therapy.
Yeah. I went through a divorce.
Okay.
You go through a divorce, man. You're like,
still going through therapy.
You be looking at people like, who hurt you? Everybody. What you talking about?
How much time you got?
The common someone hurt you, and see, I don't even want to cuss, but I want to cuss when I talk about that.
Feel free to cuss, man.
I think women are so stupid when they ask a guy who hurt you. Bitch, you single. You telling me ain't nobody hurt you?
Everybody, man.
Ain't nobody hurt you.
Not ever.
You ain't been hurt by a friend, a lover, a parent, a sibling.
You're 38 years old.
Nobody. Why would you put that on someone and say, who hurt you? I don't know a person on planet Earth that hasn't been hurt.
Right.
So we've all been hurt. To what degree, to what capacity, whatever, it all varies. And this may be very minute for me, but you making it a mountain. You acting like this person just fell off Mount Everest.
Yeah, most of the time when women do that, in my experience, it was for a power play. They were trying to gain the upper hand and trying to control an argument or a discussion we were having. So they would try to nitpick certain things. So when they do that, okay, like you said, where is this really coming from? What are you trying to get me to focus on or not talk about that we really should be talking about right now? But instead, you're going to try to distract me by saying who hurt you. You know what I mean? Because as men, that ego, that bravado, nothing can hurt us. You know what I'm saying? So when they saying something about us being hurt, they know.
I just think it's just a weak move, right? It's just weak because when I attack women, I'm attacking them with questions. But that's perceived as an attack.
Yeah.
You're attacking me with statements
Mhm.
that you can't even corroborate. You don't even know if you can substantiate the stuff the claims that you're making.
Mhm.
Or when you talking about other guys, right? You're making statements. You go through a divorce. The thing I say about a divorce is that if you truly want to be with the person, right? So me and my ex-wife, we was together. We started dating in high school at 14.
Mm.
We got married at 21.
Mm.
We got separated at 31. Got divorced at 33. And that divorce took that whole process of separation took 2 years to finalize if we were going to divorce or not. That's crazy. And we got little kids. Right at the time we had little kids. They older now. My daughter about to be 20 this year. So at the time when we split
Congratulations.
up, dang, well, I started over. I got a.
Hey, you still get congratulations for
Yeah. My daughter will be 20 this year. My other daughter will be 15 this year. And then I got one that'll be 3 this year and one that'll turn 1 this year.
That's all right.
So start all that. Well, keep you tied.
Keep you working.
Keep you like, I love my kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. To love the life.
Man.
All girls, too. Beautiful kids, man, smart. I love these girls. But I'm like, damn, start over. But my lady didn't have no kids. And so it was like, if this relationship
it's no brainer.
if this relationship gonna work, we're gonna have to cross into this path at some point, and we end up crossing into that path. And I don't regret it at all. But there's times I'll be like, ooh, I'm old. I'm old.
This reminds me, so like, wait a minute.
My woman, she got all the time and patience in the world. I'm like, I already did this. This is new for you. This is like a repeat.
Yeah.
But you were saying about the divorce, because that's basically a 20-year relationship.
So no, the issue with it is they say divorce is like a death in the family.
Mm-hmm.
You should know this, therapy man, right? But it's worse than that, in my opinion, because it's like, think about your favorite uncle, your favorite auntie, and your grandma. Your grandma. They died. You love them, and then at the funeral they get up out the casket. Right.
That's what divorce.
Hold on. No. What is it?
It gets worse.
They get up out the casket and they go to the podium, and they be like, "Yeah, I'm rocking with everybody in here, but you not. I'm done with you." So you still talk to my brother, my cousin, my mama, my daddy, our kids. You still talk to all of our friends.
You took a whole new grandson. You moving on like that?
You get you a new man. You get everything.
Man, listen.
And I get to see you walk away. Right. That's the thing about what I don't think a lot of women understand about even just like broken relationships. Unless the man leaves, which most men don't leave. When women leave men who really want to be with, that's why dudes have like these psychotic breaks.
Man.
Right. Because it's like people don't look at it that way. And I always tell them, before you leave a man, make sure he good. You already want out. You about to leave. Go get your peace, girl. You know how people it's about your peace. Nah, girl, you gonna set yourself up to get your ass kicked. You might.
That nigga's crazy.
Yeah. Or if he wasn't, he might have a break. So I think every woman, when they break up with a good guy, before they break up with him, they should just make sure he good. How do you do that? That's gonna vary, and I'm not gonna give any examples because some woman gonna take a half-ass attempt at my example.
Yeah, say, well, Will said.
Don't work. Yeah, it's like you really have to understand, because most women do their healing while they're in the relationship.
Facts.
They heal from their breakup. They go through their mourning while they're in the relationship, and then they get to a point that they're peaceful. They can move on without a conscience, which I'm sure that's what my ex-wife did. Right? She moved on. Fucking lose. Not
that was crazy.
No, I just thought that make y'all laugh, right? So look, she moved on, and I'm sure, but then I had to experience it in real time. Like, wait, what? So I think that's what most dudes experience, whether it's a marriage or not. Like, if me and my current lady break up, I'm more suited to be cool with it, but that's in theory.
Right.
If she actually leave, I'm be like, this fucking loser. Nah, but my woman is like a great person and is like, damn. So if you break up with me, make it a clean break. Take the kids and y'all, like, let's make a deal. Like, I don't want to see none of y'all ever again. Right?
Yo.
These are jokes. But what I'm saying is, the point I'm making is that, if most dudes cannot cut that umbilical cord, right, for lack of a better words, right? And if you could, and just have a clean break like that, you'd be good. But because there's this emotional attachment, this yearning for that person, those offsprings that you now only get to see on a part-time basis, and you don't even have access to the woman no more. But again, she left you because she don't want you.
Yeah.
You can always break from something you don't want.
Yeah.
Have you ever quit a job before?
Absolutely.
Was you yearning about that job?
Hell no.
But if you get fired,
yeah, some bullshit.
about to go on vacation.
What about this person? They did this. Hey, you turn into the biggest snitch ever.
Oh, man.
Then they hire somebody worse than you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's what it is. And I don't think if women handle that situation a little bit better, I think breakups would be a lot easier to deal with.
Yeah, it's definitely something for them to think about, ladies. Whatever that looks like, whatever professional y'all want to talk to about that, get their perspective.
I'm Mr. Moore Writer. You can talk to me.
Listen,
I'm right.
Like you just said, you don't want to get that part of the information out.
No. I don't want to do it on this podcast.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But we have to sit there and break it down and talk about situations and circumstances and all that. It's just too much. You can't. It ain't no Band-Aid. One size fit all for everybody.
Nah, not at all. But that original question, I'm glad you actually gave that example. Let's just say since the pandemic, do you think the relationship gurus, or relationship professionals have benefited the general public?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's any fault of their own. I think it's because people just don't listen. Like I'm guilty of it too. We all want information. We all want credible information. And then when we get credible information, we question the information as if we know better. But that don't work. It only don't work because just telling you to do something you don't want to do.
That's where the real change comes from.
Think about all these fitness coaches out here. Are they giving us wrong information?
No.
All three of us can use the fitness coach. But they're going to tell us. They're going to tell us to do something we don't want to do.
Right.
And so, therefore, we're going to try to modify the information. And then once you start modifying the information, you don't get the intended result. And then you say it don't work. No, you don't work.
So you think it's wholly on the people?
No, it's some trash-ass relationship coaches out here. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think most of them garbage.
Okay, now we get into the.
From what I heard, I think most of them garbage because most of them is a money grab. Like I was always conscious. Like I kept telling my lady, I was like, I don't want to really do this. I have a desire to help people. You know how you always tell me, hey, Will, you're trying to help people. I did want to help people early on, but then it becomes a money grab because of the time. So I would tell women, hey, if we could do it one or two ways. Well, we can do it one of three ways. We do one-on-one coaching, which I don't like that. I don't prefer that at all. I don't want to get all up in your business. I don't want you that attached to me. And I'm only giving you 8 sessions maximum anyway. You get 8. If we don't have to hit the desired
breakthrough
in 8 sessions,
gotta go.
Probably ain't gonna happen.
That's because you're a loser. Because I'm going to give you credible information that's going to help you get, or action steps that's going to help you get the results. And if you don't get the results, it's because you're not doing it. You're modifying what I'm telling you to do. Because nobody needs, if you realistically go to a trainer for 8 sessions, whatever they teach you over those 8 sessions should be full body workouts, right?
Right.
At that
And
point,
if you lost and you went and continued the exercises, won't you get the results?
Yeah.
Why do you need more than 8 sessions of anything?
Yeah.
So I say 8 sessions. That's why I don't like therapy, because therapy is lifelong. I be hearing women talking about me and my therapist is going on 3 years, 4 years. What? 5 years with a therapist? Anywho, so I would say, hey, we could do group. Like we could do it online, like a Zoom class. It could be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of y'all, right? And then we could just have a free for all conversation. I could just explain scenarios, give me questions, and I can answer them for y'all. And that's like a fraction. It'd be like $50, right? If it's 10 women in there, they all give you $50. You make some good money, right?
Right.
No big deal, right? It's like, okay, I just did this for a little bit. I did it for free on the internet, on IG. Right. What's wrong with making $500 to do it? Or I'll say, hey, just take my content off of IG. Come and ask the questions on IG. I'm giving you the answers for free.
Right.
It's not a money grab for me. But when these dudes started to really promote their services and gain popularity, and people sharing their content and things like that, and they're making reels and stuff, and it's going viral, then it's like, oh, this is a financial avenue.
Yep.
And what happens is you start treating it like therapy more so than coaching. Because if you, God forbid, you tell a woman to do something that she don't want to do, you're going to risk losing that money stream.
Right.
So we're going to prosperity church pastor it. We're going to tell you what you want to hear.
Prosperity
Get-
Church Baptist.
Get you some.
Nice way of putting it in it.
Get you some.
The building fund.
Keep
Lock the
you coming
doors.
back, right? Make
No,
sure this
lock the doors.
the pew. I don't have no problem with them locking the doors. You went in there, right?
Yeah.
You went in there knowing they was going to ask for some money at some point. Why are you worried about them asking for money now? You knew it was going to happen.
You knew that every
Oh,
week,
man.
like clockwork. But speaking of money, because I appreciate you breaking it down, because I have a whole tirade about how it hasn't changed relationship experts. But no, I'm glad the way you put that. Yeah. But we were talking about something before the show started, generational wealth. And I wish you'd had the cameras on for that. But why don't you believe? Is it that you don't believe in generational wealth? Or how do we say it?
Shit, how would you phrase that?
Math.
Yeah, math. I think it was more people taking it in a different context than what it really is that bothers you, or the people that are doing it are, I want to say, pretending or perpetrating like they know what they're talking about generational wealth, but don't know basic arithmetic. So how could you be an expert on that?
Yeah, it's such a. I mean, bro, most of us have troubles getting from month to month.
Shit,
right now we're going to engineer our lives so ironclad, airtight, where what we do in this lifetime will preserve 5 to 7 generations to follow us, where none of them have to work. And a generation, not a child.
Oh,
we're not talking about I'm going to engineer my life, get myself financially to a point where I make enough money to sustain my entire life. Well, not my entire life, right? Because you got a build-up process, right? You probably start hitting that stride in your 40s or whatever. And then until you die, God willing, you get another 40, 50 years, right? You die 80, 90. And then you're going to leave something behind for your offspring so they don't ever have to work. And leave enough for multiple offsprings. And then those offsprings will have offsprings and they don't have to work. And then those offsprings will have offsprings and they don't have to work.
Somebody's going to blow this money.
Yeah.
I don't care how much it is.
Your kid's going to blow it.
Somebody's blowing this money.
Most likely.
So I say people don't know basic math, right? They don't know fractions and percentages. So you tell somebody, hey, what's 35% of 40? They're going to look at you like a deer in the headlights. So you don't know what 35% of 40 is. You don't even know how to do the math on your phone. But yeah, you're going to generate. Okay. All right, man. We talking.
So it's not the actual generational wealth. It's other steps leading that people need to get a better grasp and understanding before they even start talking about generational wealth.
I mean, it's a problem with the generational wealth idea too, but I accept that people have this idea of leaving a legacy for their family through financial means, but it becomes a thing where it becomes just a talking point.
Right.
We just talk about it like, it's like, shut up.
Yeah. What's the plan to get your wealth?
No. What's the plan to pay your rent? Do you know how many people struggle to pay rent?
Yeah.
And then we have let's say y'all got the three of us got 10,000 followers total. I don't care what y'all got. Just that's a lot of damn people, right? If 3 of us are sharing 10,000 followers, that's a lot of people still. What's the likelihood you think those 10,000 people aren't struggling on a monthly basis financially?
0.
Right.
So we got all these people are struggling, and yet our rhetoric be generational wealth. Why are we talking about that? To people who are broke. They say the average black man don't make $50,000 a year.
Tracks.
But we keep talking about generational wealth.
Yeah.
The average, that means 50+% of black men don't make $50,000 a year or more.
Yeah, not in this country.
So there's 2 of y'all sitting across from me. Chances are one of y'all don't make 50,000 and one of y'all might, right? So why would generational wealth be the topic?
It's a good question.
Not to say it's not a topic that should be discussed, but why is that the topic amongst us?
We like to shoot for the moon. I will say that for us and black people, yo. I mean, I don't want to go back to slavery, but too many of my conversations go there. But it's like our mindset now that we have all of these different avenues and things available for us to use. It's like, yeah, before, yes, we still got to focus on rent and making it week to week and things like that. But we have to put that at least up on the scoreboard to say, okay, we need to start looking at that at some point while we're saying those things. Sure we do.
No, we don't. Why? Because listen, if you should be looking at financial establishment and let your children take that baton and they can talk about generational wealth potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Generational wealth is not in our purview. We should not be talking about generational wealth. If we're going to talk about generational wealth, we should talk about that to our children and say, hey, you're going to be the one to leave a legacy of generational wealth. I'm going to be the one who lay the foundation so that you don't have to lay the foundation.
Yeah.
If you have to lay the foundation, you're not going to be the one talking about generational wealth. It's going to be your kids talking about generational wealth. So I'm going to focus on this foundation so you don't have to focus on the foundation.
Right.
And then you can take it however far you take it. And then make sure your kids don't have to do the job that you did. I'm starting a business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a terrible business owner,
Mm-hmm.
but I have multiple businesses. My job is to make sure my kids understand what I know about business and be better at it.
Mm-hmm.
If they're better at it, I don't have to leave them money.
They know the skills. They got the skills for it.
They have the acumen.
Yeah.
Taught them how to fish.
Yeah. But if I just leave you the money and God forbid something happens where the money goes kaput, you stupid.
Yeah. Back to square one.
There you go.
Yeah.
Full circle. Stupid people.
So I guess in a way, like we're skipping steps.
Yeah, because we niggas. Like Knox said, we shoot from niggas act like there ain't no clouds. What's wrong with the clouds? The clouds ain't high enough. I'll guarantee you fall from one, you die.
It's high enough.
You dead dead, or you fall from a cloud. Why that ain't high enough? Forget the cloud. What about your 2-story house?
Right.
If you can get to the top of your house, is that not high enough?
So what about those who get there? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, so those of us who get to that 2-story house, what's next for us?
Live your life.
Okay.
Oh no, this ain't talk. Now I need to get to the clouds, right? We ain't never satisfied. We ain't satisfied till we Floyd Mayweather.
True. But there's only one
Allegedly.
Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Floyd Mayweather about to be one of us.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Why? What do you do now?
Well, I don't think it's alleged. I think that nigga broke.
Yeah. Everything he was lying about the purses he was getting.
Really?
Well, bro, listen. The man said, if I go on vacation for 30 days, I'm gonna bring 30 watches. And if I go for 40 days, I'm gonna bring 10 more. If I go, I'm gonna have a watch for every day. And it's like, why?
And I don't mean a Casio watch.
Right.
Like,
I thought that was an analogy he was building up. That's just a watch.
this $150,000 watch on.
He has 100 cars.
Yeah.
I mean, help me understand. I mean, he has like 9 or 10 Maybachs.
Damn.
He has like 12 Rolls Royces. Like, okay. I mean,
this is years ago when he was still fighting. I remember him having like a MTV Cribs type show. Yeah. And he walked in and it was like, it might have been like 6 cars in the garage. He said, that's like $15 million in cars. And I'm just sitting there like,
bro,
what?
I seen video where he showed 6 Maybachs alone, just all black. And it just, the thing about it is like,
the good generational wealth right there. Yo, he's welcome.
Money becomes this thing where we're just like, and no disrespect to anybody, I'm good and terrible with money. I've made some big mistakes with money and I'm still learning, right? So I haven't arrived. I do well for myself, but I make the mistakes I make are like someone's annual salary. I'll make one of those mistakes and then it'll be like, damn, I got to deal with it because I got to look at my woman's face and my kid's face and be like, they don't even know this mistake I just made.
Right.
But that's not her responsibility. It's my responsibility to keep us afloat. And I don't touch the things that we need to stay afloat. This is extra money that I'm supposed to be using to catapult us.
Right.
And I'm blowing it, tricking it off, trying to make it, trying to multiply it. I'm losing it. So I'm going back to the drawing board like, damn, got to slow down. So we all make mistakes. So I ain't knocking Floyd for making any mistakes. I'm knocking him for the pompous arrogance of buying stuff, trying to tell us he's better than us. And it's like, bro, don't none of that ish make you better than us.
Not at all.
It's just metal and tires and rubber and oil and, washer fluid.
Yeah, that's it.
It is when you break it down to the bare essentials.
I look at it and I think to myself, and I know I ain't the first person to ever say this, but when people say like you so rich, all you got is money. Like that's it. That's it. You don't have anything else. Like when I listen to him speak, and not because he's not very eloquent. It's not even that. Like your mindset about certain stuff be so out of control and out of pocket that I'd be like, Thank God you can fight, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say Floyd is a loser that knows how to fight. People think rich people can't be losers.
Oh no, they can't.
Talk to me.
Floyd is a loser that knows how to fight. He's never lost, but he's still a loser.
Hmm.
He's morally bankrupt. And I don't even like talking about people like that.
Yeah.
But that's just
you
the
don't
real-
normally do that.
Yeah.
That's just- I don't know you personally, but when
but-
you keep trying to show me what you have, you want that to validate who you are. And it does validate that you have money,
That's it.
but nothing else.
Yeah. Because he's got a bunch of kids, but he ain't married. He's single, right?
I don't know.
I
Who
don't know what
cares?
his life is now. But yeah, like, but I watched that, man. We put so much value on it, and like I get it. Everybody has been on the paper chase. I'm trying to get to it because like that's part of your maturation. That's part of you wanting to be a man. You want to be a provider. Like that's high on the list, right? So I think at some point though we made that the end all be all. Like nothing else is important. It's just this,
right? And I'm guilty of that. And I just had a talk with my woman yesterday, and I told her I'm falling back. So I got my hands in a lot of different pots, and I said, "Oh, I'm pulling back." So I do picking and choosing stuff. I don't make no money with that, but that's just time consuming stuff, right? I do merchant services. I own a sales company doing credit card processing, and I've been letting that fall to the wayside because I've been trying to transition into other things. I own real estate, and that's a headache with all the damn repairs and stuff you got to do, and tenants paying their rent, late not paying, or whatever the case may be, stuff breaking, and all the money I spent to get the properties and whatnot. And then I trade and losing gobs of money, right? Doing that, like, damn, I just lost big.
It just started recovery today, but yeah.
And then I worked for a real estate developer, and I took a job a year ago.
Oh.
And for the first time I had a job. And
I didn't know you were still doing that.
Well, I'm not, because my daughter was born, so I took a leave of absence.
Okay.
I'm supposed to go back to work now, like this week. And I'm about to have to break the news to him. I hate to do it on the podcast, but I'm about to take this.
I need some more time.
No. I'm about to be done. I'm about to go to a volunteer basis because there's only so much time in a day. And I need to put time where I'm best suited to earn. And so merchant services is where I'm best suited to earn. So I'm going to go back to what I do best, and fully maximize that. Not only am I doing that though, as of today, as of yesterday, my spending is pretty much ceased. Like I just got back from Japan.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the people over there live much simpler lives. And I make enough money, bro. I should never have money problems. But I'm going to have money problems because of the decisions that I make, right? The cars I drive, the car my woman drives, the properties I buy, the headaches of taking on these tenants, because I'm basically essentially providing you a place to live, hoping you pay me.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody
guarantee.
talk about it. That's why you get online, everybody, oh, real estate developer, real estate
How many
agent.
doors you got?
Yeah. And it's not that it doesn't work. But is that your lane?
Right.
If it's your lane, you can make it work. But when it's your side hustle lane, that can work too if you focus. It's my side hustle lane and I'm not focused.
Gotcha.
So I'm not buying no more real estate. I'm not, I'm about to walk away from the real estate development. I'm about to severely minimize my trading and focus on merchant service. And I'm going to do picking and choosing stuff seldomly now.
Okay.
Like, do podcasts like this, come check y'all out. Be on other people's podcasts and do my own YouTube channel now, whatever. But scaling back, bro, because me and my woman should be on cruise control right now. Like, really, we should be able to take off. We'll put it like this. When we had our first daughter, I could literally not earn another dollar, and we could have been straight for like 4 or 5 years, just living off just the cash I had. Now, if I had to live off the cash I had, we might have 6 months. You know what I'm saying? I made some bad decisions. And I think that people need to understand, like, I make a lot of money, but I'm almost living paycheck to paycheck right now because of some of the bad decisions I made or mistakes that I made. And it's okay. I'm okay with that because I'll recoup. I'm going to go back out there and grind again. I got other things that's going to happen for me. So I'm not in a bad place, and it's not, oh, pity me, but it's just like, look, understand. People, that's why I'm bringing up Floyd, right? And I'm throwing me under the bus too. I ain't just clowning him and acting like that's why I hate these podcasts, right? Everybody, don't nobody ever keep nothing real. Now, I can tell you right now, you look at my bank account, you be like, oh, you still good? Well, you don't know my expenses.
and you don't know where it was at before.
Yeah.
You don't know what I did last week.
Yeah.
So
I remember in 2019, right before the pandemic, I started a nail salon. I had my grand opening November of 2019.
Oh, that's crazy.
God damn.
And they were closed in March of 2020.
And I opened up a tax office in January 2020.
Oh, Lord.
I took on leases, right? I got these leases or responsibility for these people. Not gonna be like, oh, it's the pandemic.
It's
You
okay.
ain't gotta pay your rent.
Yeah.
I bought the nail salon, paid cash for the salon, and I built it because it was an old existing salon. The guy sold me his business, and most of the stuff was still there. I repurposed all this stuff, renovated the place, paid the lease and everything, hired people, and then boom,
over.
I was like, what? All that's for nothing. Same with my tax. I bought all this office furniture, everything. Now I start liquidating the best I can. But who you gonna liquidate to? Ain't nobody gonna you give pennies on the dollar. Hey, you want some computers? How much? I got 5 brand new computers, $100, right? What I'm gonna do with all these computers?
Right.
Computers can't sit back like, oh, I'm gonna use them one day. No, they get old fast. You gotta dump that junk, right? So I've lost money, but at the time, during that time, my expenses was like $110,000 a year. No, 119, I think it was. $119,000 a year in expenses. That's like, I got to make $120,000 a year just to be broke.
Wow.
I said, this is a problem. I got to scale back.
Yeah, this ain't gonna work.
And then in 2022, I doubled it, made it worse. Well, I don't want to say double. I mean, instead of scaling back, I added to it because I didn't have all the properties I have now. Like I got mortgages on these properties, right? So if these tenants don't pay me,
I gotta pay.
I still gotta pay.
Right.
And my income from merchant services has dropped.
Because not as focused on it.
Not as focused on it, right? So you got this, expenses go up, income comes down, and then I added 2 kids and a woman to my life. So now I gotta take care of my woman don't work. So now I got all her expenses. I got all my kids' expenses. I still got my other 2 kids who now I pay child support for them.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like, and now I moved out of my house that had no mortgage to an apartment that has rent. Well, all right. So I added all this stuff, and then I blew a whole bunch of money. Like I said, we could have lived 4 or 5 years without me working. Now we probably got 6 months.
But that was the lesson that you learned, though. Like you said tricking off, though, because to me, it sounds like you were investing for the upside.
Some of it was just stupid, though.
Oh, okay.
Some of it was investing. Some of it was stupid. And sometimes investing is stupid.
Yeah.
I tell rich people all the time, what are you investing for? You stupid. If I gave y'all $200 million right now, would y'all make investments?
Not with the whole 200.
Would you make? I would
interest.
I would take no investment.
Just let the interest run?
Yes.
I wouldn't make one investment. For what? You won. You gonna be a bigger winner?
Yeah, that's them billions is right there. But I understand what you're saying.
I see what you're saying.
What you gonna do with $1 billion you can't do with 200 million? Besides buy bigger stuff that just
6 Maybachs.
What?
Here you go.
Real talk. I mean, once you make about $100,000 a year, your life don't really improve too much more beyond that with more money. You can buy more things, but your quality of life doesn't really improve.
With $100,000?
Oh, bro, it used to be 70.
Made $100,000 before. And I know for a fact, when I get to 250, that's going to be a quality of life improvement.
I'm going to guarantee you it ain't. When I made $100,000, I thought it was going to be, my life was going to change. It didn't. It changed a little bit, but it didn't change much. When I made 250, my life didn't change much.
I think it won't now because of where you're at in your mind. I think what happens to a lot of and I'm gonna speak on athletes because they get it when they're like, you giving me $200 million now. I know that I could never work, and I probably will get to 198. You know what I mean? Right? But maybe at 19, if you give me this money, I'm going to buy the hip hop starter kit. I'm buying 19 cars. I got a house in 9 states.
Right.
I'm buying $17,000 shirts, and I'm just doing stupidness.
Yeah.
So it's going to run through it fast. I think a lot of it is where you're at now, and not only that, you've had wins and losses, big wins and big losses. So I know, all right, that's a pitfall. I've seen that hole before. Watch out, step over that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the guys that get it now at such a young age, they just don't know They don't know what they don't know.
But take them out the equation because they're not even 1% of the population.
Oh yeah,
they're not even 1/100% of the population.
Right.
They're not even 1/1000% of the population, right? So there's such a minuscule number of representation that we don't even need to look at them. Look at yourself. Throw out a random number. What's enough money that if you made this amount of money and you could never make a penny more, what would be enough?
Lifetime or like per year?
Just go per year first.
Let's say 200.
200,000?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's only if that's per year. It's like lifetime. I mean,
That's
talking about
what?
10 years. That's just $2 million,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
20 years, $4 million, right? It's not
big
we're not
number.
talking about a huge number.
That's why I said if I had 200,
So
198. Something that way.
So throw out a number lifetime.
From this point, I'm 47 now, so like 40 years. Let's say 5 million.
5 million.
Yeah.
Why somebody need 200? So if you got 200 million, what are you investing for? 5 million was enough.
Right.
The only thing you can do with your money when you have that much money is lose it.
True.
And so that's why I had to do a hard look in the mirror yesterday and today before I came here.
Okay.
I looked in the mirror again. I was like, you dumbass. I looked at myself, bro. I was like, you a dumbass. I said, you are going to ruin your family's future because of your ambitious ways. You can be ambitious and you can still grind and work, but go be ambitious in the things that you do well.
Facts.
Don't be ambitious in everything that you do.
Right.
Because everything you do ain't for you.
Right.
We want to look at Diddy. Diddy was a bad example for us. Clothing brand, record label, cologne, alcohol, music, acting. Right? We could do it all. For what? You want to be the restaurant owner and the customer?
Right.
You want to be everything, right? You want to own the Bentley and be the driver of the Bentley too? You want to be a rider on the plane and the pilot?
Yep.
You want to be the stewardess? You want to be everything. We need to just slow down, bro.
Focus.
Slow down and just scale that thing way down.
Yeah.
And I said, if I was to scale my life down, I could keep whatever trinkets or toys I got.
Yeah.
If I just scale my life down, don't add to it at all, and focus on what I do best, my life is straight.
Yeah. Keep the main thing the main thing.
My life is straight. My woman will never have to work again. I'll have to just probably work for about 2-3 more years, and I'll be straight for the rest of my life. So I'm like, go back to what you know, bro. Stop being this. And I tell people, I am no stranger to say, man, if I mess up, if I do something wrong, like I call people losers, bro, right now, I'm a loser. I want you to hear this, Knox.
No, I hear you.
Mr. Moore Writer is calling himself a loser.
I hear you.
I'm a fucking loser, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I may have some money. I may have this. I may have that. I may have vehicles. But if I keep going at the rate that I've been going over the last 6 months, I won't have it in 6 months.
Gotcha. But that takes a certain maturity, you know what I'm saying, to look yourself in the mirror and say, nah, I'm tripping. Because a lot of people, they don't have that discipline. They'll keep going till at the end of that 6 months.
Me, so I had the discipline. I lost it. I told my lady, man, before I met her, bro, I didn't even work. Bro, I went on a 2-year dating escapade.
Market research.
There you go. I went dating. I was doing market research from Tuesday.
That's right.
They're like, man, I would wake up and like,
well, guess I'll go take a shower.
right. Life get boring. Everybody be like, I don't want to do nothing. Like, if you ain't got nobody to share that life with, all you're gonna do is run the streets chasing women or buying stuff to impress women you don't know, you don't like, and people you don't know, you don't like. That's why Floyd Mayweather empty. You better get him a woman.
You know who said that recently? I was watching what's the guy's name? The shooter. Gilbert Arenas. It's crazy I still call him the shooter. I know.
Oh, he went through it bad,
yes,
bro.
Yes. I just saw that clip.
Bad.
He said, yes, you saw the same clip I did. He said he was 32 years old. He was worth over $100 million. And they asked him, what did you do on a day-to-day? He said, I went and found myself. I didn't know who I was.
Before that, did you hear what he used to do before that?
No. What was it?
He will just drive around in LA traffic.
Nah, I missed that clip.
Bro, the dude said, bro, I would just drive around LA traffic. He's like, man, it'd be like, hey, you go all over here, that's going to take about an hour and a half, 2 hours, drive back.
Damn.
What you gonna do? All your friends and family at work.
Yeah.
Well, I
And hoopers
know,
hang out with other hoopers, bro. They hooping.
I know
And
that
you ain't
life,
got no
bro.
needs.
You
I
know
don't
it.
know that life on that scale.
Right. Yeah.
But no, bro, it's like, man, bro. And then you just be spending money. He said, oh, he will go to the mall, bro, and the mall don't open till 10. He be there 8:30.
And they open up
Chilling,
on.
waiting for him to open up.
Damn.
No, they don't open up for him. He just be sitting there chilling. He said he
Nothing
just
to
see
do.
people in the mall. Yeah, he just be chilling. He got to know people at the mall. One guy I used to work with played for the Detroit Lions, and he got hurt. And he said that he said he was becoming an alcoholic.
Yep, I can
Because
see that.
the team would travel. He couldn't travel with them because he was on the IR list or whatever, right? So he said he will go to the bar. He said it got to the point, bro, he was going to the bar every day for something to do.
Yeah.
He just go to the bar when they open. He just sat there until they close.
That's crazy.
Bro,
Idle hands, man.
money, people, we that's why I say we stupid and we losers and we don't know nothing about math. Because if you knew math and people really understood money, bro, you will realize it don't take much to put you in a elite group of people when it comes to finances. And then you start to realize the more money you make, unless you're that grinder that's constantly working, if you're like me, you working hard so you don't have to work. But then when you don't have to work, you be like, well, what you gonna do?
Do with your time, right?
Because I got a woman and kids, I've always got something to do.
Time is occupied.
Me and my woman, we always got something to do, even if we just sitting there looking at each other. But when I didn't have nothing to do, or you either not gonna leave the house or you getting dressed to leave the house to do what?
Right.
Get your ass in trouble.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'll tell you this, bro, before we wrap up, because I know you got to wrap.
Yeah.
I would have, bro, that's why when I make these statements and people think I'm just blowing smoke. When I was single, bro, I would date on average 30 to 40 women at a time. The most I ever dated at a time was 50.
That's fucking nuts.
I didn't have nothing to do. What would you do?
Oh, yeah, 50 things to do. That was a problem.
No. I
50 first dates.
No. I didn't see all these women.
I got
right?
you.
A lot of it was just texting or on the phone, right? But I probably would interact, physically see probably about 20 of them. Damn. Not 20. But bro, you got some chicks ain't available to the weekend.
Right.
Some chicks really available in the evening. I was dealing with nurses and stuff like that. Lawyers, some of them ain't busy. I deal with business, other girls that own business. I hate successful women. I like a broke, good old Waffle House employee. Give me a chick that work at Waffle House. Not just that, bro. They
different, bro.
easy to please.
Oh, okay, got you.
I was dating a chick who was a millionaire, bro. Do you know? I had to end that. I had to end that fast. She buying her daughters Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Fendi head scarves.
How much scarf for?
Not one.
Yeah.
She had two little girls and she was buying them whatever they want. I mean, she told me, she was like, can you look me up a flight? I said, where you trying to go? She said, Greece. I said, okay. When you trying to go? She was like, I don't know. Just look for something. Let's just random say something middle of March. I said, okay. She said, make sure it's first class. I said, okay. I looked it up. I was like, shit.
How many tickets you getting?
This was just random because she like, I'm just going to go to Greece. I'm like, and she had me. I did something stupid. I went and bought a damn Gucci belt. And I was like, not a Gucci belt. I bought a Louis Vuitton belt.
So what am I doing with that?
I wore that belt probably 5 times. I'm like,
you still got it?
I still got that. That Louis Vuitton belt in that closet, bro. I bought some. I ain't never bought no Tom Ford shoes before. I bought some damn Tom Ford. This was all in the same week. I bought some. No, they're sneakers. I bought some Tom Ford sneakers. They was like $950. I bought a $300 Louis Vuitton belt. I bought some $200 diesel jeans and a $200 diesel jacket. And I was just like, I never wore the jacket. No, I think I wore the jacket once.
That's crazy.
I wore the jeans. I wore the belt probably 5 times, and I probably wore these shoes 10 times. And I'm like,
damn, fucking.
And I saw, and I was like, this before I started doing picking and choosing like I do. And so I take all these experiences, right? And I'm like, this is stupid. Because, and she was like, the money I make and the money you make, we good.
Right.
So we started looking at houses, right? To say if we go down that road together. Guess where we started with the house?
Got to be $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it had to be.
We started at 1.5 million. Yeah. And I was like, I don't make enough money for the house.
Just so we could.
Yeah. And I was like, so we not going to, I said, if we do work out, we ain't living here until I could pay for the house. Right. She's like, well, you'll get there. I said, I'm just letting you know.
I appreciate it.
We not going to be going into no house together.
Right.
I don't do that whole, no, you will never put me out of my house.
Right.
But, nah, man, so successful women, bro, you start doing stupid stuff, man. You just buying stuff that you don't, because their taste is so, I don't know, man. I look at, I like a Waffle House chick, bro. She good with McDonald's. She good with matinee movie tickets.
I think I understand that part of it. I don't think I've dated a millionaire, but I've dated several successful women, like, very well for themselves. I think a couple of them made $500,000, like corporate jobs, things like that. I didn't have that experience, but it may have been more them as an individual. Now, they was bougie. They wasn't on that level of bougie. You know what I'm saying?
On a bad month, she made 80 grand. That's a bad month.
Yeah, it's people's annuals.
She made between 80 to 200 grand a month. That was her income.
Okay.
She owned a collection agency.
Okay.
So and she ain't worked in probably 10 years. Just sit back and just collect. She call her managers, get some
check in with them,
and get off the phone. She on the phone with them probably 4 or 5 times a day for maybe 10 minutes each time.
That's it.
That's her whole entire work day. And probably don't even do it that much. Maybe 2 to 3 times a day. Bro, she's making buku money. So it is what it is, though, bro.
Yeah, man. We got anything else? I know we got to go. Oh, you know what? Okay, real quick. The Discover Capital merger, right? Because you said you're going back into and focusing on your processing business. Is that going to affect you? $35 billion?
I don't know.
We'll see.
Hey, did you hear me tell you I was a terrible business owner? Bro, I'm telling you.
Let me jump back first. I'll let you know.
Don't know.
No, because that was the thing. Because I was like, okay, I was glad when that deal closed because I think it's great for consumers. But I was glad you was coming on the show this week because it just happened, and I was like, okay, well maybe this affect his merchant processing.
You ain't gonna get no insight from me.
I ain't giving it up.
No. We shall see. Tell me like this. I'm able to sustain my business because of my work ethic in sales.
Okay, gotcha.
I tell people I outperform my inadequacies. Where I screw up, I make it in performance.
Wait, say that again.
Where I screw up, I'm sorry. Where I screw up, I make up for it in performance.
Okay.
So if I make a blunder over here is such a win that you don't even see the blunder.
Gotcha.
But because I ain't been over here selling, you see the blunders.
Gotcha.
Like, well, damn, I lost a client the other day. I almost cussed them out. Eat that money.
How dare you?
You mean you grew a brain and you felt like did it? Best option for you.
What the hell?
Before I used to be like, if I lose a client, like, damn, whatever. I mean, I lost 2 big clients one time. I used to make $7,500 on average a month on both these clients. Y'all remember when the Oak?
Yeah.
The nightclub?
Yeah.
That was my client. I was making in between $7,500 to $9,000 a month off them.
Okay.
They switched from me before they closed down.
Okay.
No. They just closed down. There's a dealership too. Y'all familiar with the big dealership on Kyle Parkway?
There's a couple of them, ain't there?
It's up by like Canton Road Connector. It's like on Marietta.
Okay.
Well, it's a huge lot where they got all these exotic cars.
Okay.
That was my client, bro. I was making $7,500 a month off there. Well, because they selling Range Rovers, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Ferraris, Lambos, and I ain't there.
Yeah.
I'm just making the money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So they just up and switched, or?
Nah, because you deal with stupid people. The manager there, he had a couple of returns, and the way he was doing the returns was affecting them financially. And I was like, he called me up. He's like, man, hey, these returns, man, they really starting to affect because we don't got no way to process. I was like, yeah, man, that's just there's no option for that. But how many returns is it? Just total them up, and at the end of the month, I'll settle up with y'all. I'll figure something out for you. So I'm thinking he's getting crazy amount of returns because he's being vague and he's not giving me the information I need. So I was like, well, how many? He's like, well, we'll talk about it. I said, all right, well, I'm checking in with him. Bro, it was 3 returns. Each return ran them about $300.
Not 3,000.
Yeah, so they lost like $900. I'm like, bro, I will pay you this
out of my pocket. Yeah. Yeah, what are we talking about?
I said, just keep doing it the way you're doing it. Don't change. He's like, but it's going to cost. I said, no, it's not causing. It's only causing a problem because of how you're thinking about it. Is it causing a financial hit to the business? Yeah. How much? $900. So when I stroke you a check for $900, don't that make you whole? Problem solved, right?
He ain't think so.
Just put it in but you don't even do the books. The bookkeeper going to see a check come from us as a kickback to say, hey, we're going to settle this. We had a loss. this company is going to absorb that loss.
Right.
And so we'll just make a record in here where this line item came to cover this expense that this company generated for us. They're paying us for the expense that they generate. I'm like, bro, I'm okay with my income going from 7,500 to 6,500.
Yeah. Right. For 1 month.
No, for every month. I mean, it's like, if it's every month, because you're not getting returns like that, but he only gets 3 total, though.
That's crazy.
He acting like he's every day.
So what was the real issue? That don't sound like that was a real issue.
Bro, I don't know. And that's the danger. That's the issue. Like when you and having business, people that don't really important. It's like, when they traded Luka. And it was like, it was a GM did it, right? You got an owner, you got a GM. There's multiple people that make decisions. Come to find out it was the owner. But I got people on like management levels making decisions for the owners. Like I have a client right now. I just fixed their problem. And if this gets resolved, they have like, I had a client that had 3 locations. They sold one of their locations, so now we're down to 2. But then they got bought by a bigger company. And the bigger company, I think, got 8 more locations. So now that I fixed this little issue that we had, I'm like, I want these other locations to come on board because that can realistically be about, just mathematically speaking, that could be about $10,000 to $18,000 a month for me income wise. And I'm just like, but it ain't no slam dunk that I'm gonna get them.
Right.
But I'm about to put my best foot forward, and that's this week. So we're about to put.
That's what's up, bro.
About to try to make that happen.
Go ahead and claim that for you, brother. Yeah, man, congratulations early. Yeah, that's
shameless plug.
Yeah.
Shameless plug, y'all mind?
No, that's what you're coming here for.
Bro, I haven't been hiring. I was hiring and I haven't been hiring because people stupid. People suck. Like I tell people straight up, and I don't say this to brag. I just told y'all I'm in a bad spot right now financially, right? I mean, I'm good. My family's good. We're not in the mercy of, we're not subjected to losing anything, but the abundance that we had is gone. And if my woman listens to this, she finding out right now. Just get back. It's temporarily. The abundance, right? But at the end of the day, that's my responsibility. That's nothing I need to worry about. I'm never going to put her needs in jeopardy. Her needs will always be covered. And plus, we still have strong income coming in every month, but I don't want to rely on the income.
Right.
So now I got to go double and triple the income. But anyways, I be trying to hire people, and people don't understand. I'm like, look, bro, I suck and I do well. Think about that. I suck. Now you can't suck at sales.
Yeah, take that all in.
You gotta develop some skill set at selling. Now it's not the hardest thing in the world. You don't have to be a great salesman, but you just can't suck. If you're average or a little bit above mediocre, or you can even be mediocre, as long as you're consistently mediocre though. You can't be mediocre this month and then
trash the
next month, right? But real talk, bro, like 8 months. If a person gave me 8 fully committed months, we don't need 8 months. It's really, we're going to always undersell, underpromise, overdeliver, right? So I'm telling somebody 8 months, but the reality is they come and they pin their ears back and put the blinders on. They can be financially successful, or not financially successful. They can set their foundation of their trajectory within 3 to 4 months. But if they gave me 8 months up to 12 months, bro, easily $250,000 a year.
Damn.
They don't want to do the work.
Starting from tomorrow.
0. Yes. They could come start with me tomorrow, April 23rd. By April 22nd of 2026, we'll be stroking them a check for around $20,000 or more per month. Easily. I got a guy right now that I'll be cutting him a check for over $20,000 a month.
So what's the skill set?
He's lazy as hell.
He's lazy as hell.
He's lazy as hell, bro.
Because that sounds too good to be true for a lot of people. Like I'm a little bit familiar with what you do. So,
well, his trajectory just took longer, right? I tell people like this, my industry is the race of the tortoise and the hare. If you're the tortoise, you're gonna win. If you're the hare, you win. You might not, but the tortoise will guarantee to win. He was the tortoise.
Gotcha.
Oh wow.
You could be the tortoise or the hare. The hare could win, but you might burn yourself out and quit. He was slow balling it. And eventually stuff just stockpile. I mean, we're talking about things just keep building on top of each other, bro. If you don't lose any clients, you just keep adding a client. More. The money just keep adding. And we don't work, bro. In 2017 and 2018, I worked a total of 200 hours. I worked 100 hours in 2017. I worked 100 hours in 2018.
Damn. For the whole year.
The whole year.
That's like, what, 8 weeks?
That's a pay period.
Yep.
For that first person.
No.
100 hours. I'm tripping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 2 weeks worth of work.
2 weeks, yeah. Damn.
For the whole, no exaggeration.
Because how it got set up and how the business runs.
And I mean, I'm not gonna say what I clear, but I easily clear over 250.
Gotcha.
I mean, if I make 250 in a year, I'm gonna be looking like, well, we in trouble.
Where do we go wrong?
Hey, I'm about to rob a bank.
Gotcha. So so people who want to find out more, want to get in touch with you about the work stuff. How do you want them to do that? Instagram as well, or you got a different?
No, they give me on Instagram. That's all good. But it's just about sales. If you trying to do sales, it's door to door sales. It's outside sales, business to business. It ain't nothing sweet. You ain't in no damn air conditioning. You ain't in the heat. If it's cold outside, you cold. If it's wet outside, you wet. If it's hot outside, you hot. It just is what it is, right? It's sales, business to business sales. You can do it over the phone. I can't teach you how to do it over the phone. I don't know how to do it over the phone.
Okay.
I know how to go into somebody's business, introduce myself, present our product, the service. They say yes. They say no. I move on to the next. And that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to get back to the grind. I'm about to be out in the field, driving from business to business. And I'm going to be live streaming when I do to show niggas exactly how it's done.
I'm not playing.
Right? And it's like, if I do this successfully for the next 8 months, my family will never have to work again in their life.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
As long as I don't lose my clients.
Yeah.
But yeah, they find me on Picking and Choosing Instagram. That's PICK ING. The letter N, CHOSING. Picking and Choosing.
Your man air horns right. That's what I'm talking about. One more time. Go ahead. What you about to say?
No, I'm just gonna say, I will try to help people out. I'm not gonna give him no money. No, this guy I just hired. I was giving him a salary $3,000 a month. He flaked on me, so I ain't doing that ever again. So if you need an advance, I ain't the one. No, don't even ask me for it. It ain't gonna happen. I'm broke just like you. Didn't you just hear me say I'm broke too?
The man's a loser.
So you give him a salary and he still ain't come back?
No. I mean, sales ain't for everybody.
Gotcha.
And it's people give up on themselves because everybody want the promised land and everybody can see what you got and think they deserve what you got, but they don't want to do what you had to do.
Come on.
All right, now.
Come on.
Start preaching.
Talking about like 98% of the DJs in Atlanta, but that's a whole other story.
Most DJs are losers.
Most. I'll let you have that because I've been trying to tell them. I'm gonna say this when we go. I tell most of these dudes and women too. I was like, yo, there's only like 5% of DJs who make it only DJing. Like, you really need to prepare yourself to do something else.
And what else do you do?
Yeah, I mean, that's a question. You know what I mean?
And to your point too, is like, if that's all they do, that's not how it started. Like that's not. It's not. Hey, today I'm a DJ and that's it.
I'm
good. Yeah, I'm good.
Nah.
Let's go.
Nah.
I'm gonna pull up to fucking Run Punch. Hey, I'm spending.
I guarantee you.
Put me on.
It'll probably take you more than 8 months, like we're talking about, to make 250 a year DJing. So,
I can't even imagine the nightlife of DJing. I just don't even want to be part of it.
Yeah. It's a special creed.
But because you gotta love it, bro. If you're not into it, like you love it like that, you're not gonna be able to do this, bro.
You don't love music enough to be playing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you really gotta. You gotta.
I know the thing. That's basically it. I had to learn more about sales once I started DJing full time than I ever did before.
Yourself,
You know what I mean? It's
sales is everything. Yeah. I tell people, if you come work at my company, I'll teach you how to be a dynamic salesperson, whether you stay here or not. 2 things, and I'll wrap this up. Right. So I tell people, to not work in my industry is almost a mistake. Because let's say you want to be an artist. Let's say you want to be a dancer. You want to be a singer. You want to build your own restaurant. You want to be a DJ. I don't care what it is you want to do. You want to go to medical school. I don't care what you want to do. Come work at my company for a year. Build your foundation.
Then go do it.
What if your foundation, like I said, is paying you $250,000 a year? You making $250,000 a year, whether you go to work or not. Now you can go pursue your dream, and let's scale it down. Let's not talk about 250 because most people can't wrap their mind around 250, right? Say, all right, let's go out there and go to work for 3 months, and let's build your income up to $4,000 a month, right? That's a far more attainable skill set. Benchmark, right? You make it $4,000 a month. Your monthly bills may be around $2,300. You got a $1,700 surplus every month.
You're not even there.
And you don't have to go. So all your bills, and you got you got a stipend coming in every month after your bills are paid. Now you can go to school and not take out crazy loans. Or you can go pursue your DJing job with your gig, which is difficult because you're not getting the jobs you want, so you like, man, I ain't really making no money DJing, but over time you'll really eventually kick in the door, right?
Right.
But you have this springboard that's helping you every month.
Yeah.
So you don't feel the pressure like, if I don't make no money, I'm good, right? That's why I know I'm good. I mean, my checks are nice to come in on a monthly basis. So I know whatever hole, I always tell people like this, all I got to do is bury myself in the hole for a little bit.
And grow right back
If you
out.
fall in the hole, if you fall in the hole, just stay in the hole. Don't climb out the hole, just stay in the hole. Because you climb out the hole, you're like, ooh, I want that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see nothing. You like, just sit down here for a little while. And then by the time you climb out, you're like, okay, my money has replenished itself. So I tell people, come work here for a year, you know what I'm saying, and then go pursue whatever endeavors you want. You can quit and you'll still get 100% of your money. As long as you service your clients. Now, if you don't want to service the clients, you want us to service them, then we renegotiate the terms of your commissions. You get a reduction in commissions, but then we service all your clients. You don't have to do nothing. You just get paid for the rest of your life.
That's just residual.
Yeah, as long as the clients kind of books, you get paid. So that's the but not only that, if you learn, once I teach someone how to sell, they can go sell anything. I'm never worried about having a job. I can go sell anything in the world, bro. You put me in front of any product or service, I may not present it well right then and there, but I'm gonna go home to the lab and come back in a day or two and I'll be able to sell it to you. Because the sales process doesn't really change. But the service is what changes.
That's it.
And you have to, once you figure out how to connect whatever product or service to the general market, then you can go out there and present it to them. And then if the presentation is good, they're gonna buy it.
Facts.
People looking to spend their money. And if you change your mindset, like, I don't have to sell them, I have to find the people who want to spend their money. So stop trying to convince people. I tell myself, you losing because you keep trying to convince people. Can y'all imagine trying to convince every girl you meet to give you their phone number?
Right.
That ain't gonna work.
How easy is it to get the women that want to give you the number?
Exactly.
Go find
a different process.
Where's she at?
Right. And if you gotta ask a lot of them,
man,
let them tell you no. You like, it's 1,000 of y'all. One of y'all like me.
At least one.
So you gotta use the everybody that been in that club or that party. You talk to her, she say no. That's your friend?
Yeah.
For real, you gonna do it right in front of me?
I get better one. Better one. When she say whatever she say, be like, hey, why don't you ask your friend if she like me? I used to do this when I was younger. Me and my homeboys, we'd go like Perkins. Y'all know Perkins? It's like Denny's.
Restaurant?
Yeah, it's like Denny's, right? So we'll be like, because on Friday nights, Saturday nights, all kids, young 19, 20-year-olds, they all going to end up at these little hole-in-the-wall restaurants, right? So we'd be sitting at a table, be 4, 5 of us, in come 4, 5 girls at another table. I'll walk over there and be like, hey, y'all very pretty, very beautiful women. I got a question. Which one of y'all like me? Yes.
Hey.
Because I like the one that like me.
That's what I really want.
Bro.
Cut down on the time. Cut down.
One is funny.
Yeah.
Is witty. They're like, oh, that was so cute. Girl, he trippy. Watch out for him.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Now you created more of a beef between the friends. Well, no, I like him more.
Right.
You know.
And I would say that, bro. I'll be like, hey, if y'all don't want to answer right now, I'll let y'all fight over me for a little bit.
Hilarious.
I'll come back in the middle of it and figure out what's
hilarious. Let me know when y'all decide. I'm going to be over there.
Be over there. You see them boys over there? And if one of y'all got interest in them, hey, they interested too.
That's it. Just so you know, whichever one it is.
Just to be clear.
They like it.
And real talk, we're 19. We all interested.
And everybody. On a mission.
We have to say them stories another time. I'm loving it. Like,
those stories will stay buried, sir. They will stay right where they're at.
Man.
Throw some dirt on those.
Yeah.
All the 2s and 3s. The 2s and 3s.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, my 43-year-old self ain't got no shame about
Listen.
3s.
No, you mean in the past?
I feel like they ain't have none, bro. I don't know why people be doing that.
I only had.
Listen, man.
What time is it?
It is what it is. We're not even gonna jump into it. I'm just saying, like this. That always kills me. Like,
right.
Stay playing, man. So you ain't all right. Everybody's been a 10. I got you. Okay.
That's all you can do, right?
Yeah. You're right. It's just me.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know what they're going to do that.
Well, where your 10 at now?
Yeah, how about that? Why you outside? All right, man. Yeah, let's get out of here. Will, thank you again, brother. We appreciate it.
Man, how we gonna get Will to be a regular? What we gotta do? We gotta set you
I mean, y'all cut me a check. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cut a check.
We didn't even want to know how we get up here.
Shit, we about to be working for you.
Hey, look, come on. Come on, work with me, and then we'll just be. This would be part of the negotiation.
Okay.
How about
You
that?
know, we do the podcast on a weekly basis, and we go to work at the same time.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That's how we gonna get it done.
I love it. I love
But
it.
nah, man, it's great to have you back, man. I really appreciate you
I
popping
appreciate
up on
being
us.
here, y'all. Sorry,
All right,
man.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy
you, man.
birthday again,
Thank
bro.
you.
Yes,
I'm about to
indeed,
go
man.
do another podcast. I'm already about
Hey,
to be
man,
late.
there it
Oh,
is.
that's
Oh
right.
shit, get moving.
All right, let's get
But
it.
I told you, bro, I could not.
Yeah, and I
When we
appreciate
planned
that.
but I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
not.
And for that, we thank you.
Yeah, no, man. I appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Let's get Mr. Mo right over there.
Hey.
I don't know if you remember how we close out the show. 3, 2, 1. And wait, did we do it when he was here
We
last
did,
time?
but I forgot.
Okay, cool. So we count down from 3. Shout out to Network King. He loves this part of the show. And then we ended with a year. So that's what we about to do now. On 3.
3, 2, 1.
Year.